Hey, what's up? Well, I'm making a video and I might postpone this one to February because I've just had way too many videos in January and I've basically spent the whole month discussing one thing that I'm really tired of discussing. But, you know, I guess these people that fought against me in the past are just that little bitty grain of sand forming the pearl that is my motivation to continue to make videos about the same stupid subjects. One in particular that kind of I see as being related somewhat to the others, although I must admit, the only real fight, so to speak, that I'm thinking of concern, the one character that is female. And in my mind, you see, what these retarded idiots are too stupid to figure out is that I am able to draw connections between things that, you know, things that seem unrelated are not like they're in the same category but actually are. Because when I look at Angelica Pickles, I don't see her as a 3-year-old girl. I see her for what she is. She is a villain on a kid's show. She's not a 3-year-old girl. She is a villain on a kid's show. And as such, I get a thrill about her being hurt in various ways. And the reason why the poop thing, is so significant to me is simply because that is about the worst that my mind can possibly conceive is someone, having a mishap involving that bodily fluid. And that is why I hate diaper lovers so much, people that wear diapers, when they're far too old for them, because they kind of F up or mess up, to put it nicely, what I believe, which is that pooping on yourself is about the worst thing you could ever do, and the fact that some people actually enjoy doing it, almost exclusively men, just makes them subhuman in my mind. Because they don't even have that natural human instinct to want to preserve your health, your cleanliness, and your dignity by not doing it on yourself. Not doing anything like that on yourself. Vomit, poop, pee. What's up, guys? Well, sorry about that video. Had to cut it off because I lost my opportunity. And that really does suck. So, I want to pick up where I left off by saying that I have to talk quietly and get closer. But what I want to say is just more of the same. How I've redone a video that I made now 5 years ago, which was unfortunately removed for copyright violation. They can't get me to back down, so they tried this malicious attack against me by reporting my stuff for copyright. They can't prove me wrong. Therefore, they can try to get anything with music taken down for copyright. And I happen to use a song that I didn't know was copyright protected. So what I've done is create my own song to go with my slideshow from 5 years ago. And I slowed it down a little bit because I still believe what I believe. But it's a poem that I wrote in the 8th grade. And I had initially intended for it to have the tune of We Three Kings. But I didn't really like that. But with Suno, you can generate a brand new melody. So that's exactly what I have done. I have re-uploaded my, I took the poem, which I memorized in my head. It was so embarrassing because I wrote this poem as an 8th grader. And my mom unfortunately found the little note on which I'd written this poem when she did my laundry. I stuck it in my pocket. But I still remembered it because of how embarrassing it was for her to find it. And she put it on my desk in my room. And so it actually had more than one verse, but the video only, even slowed down, only made time for one. So I'll go ahead and re-upload that because I still stand by what I believe.
Once there was a 3-year-old girl
even if, like, so even if, like I stated before, that movie would have never happened. I mean, even if you could erase everything from, say the first movie onward, that's still how I'd remember her, as the girl that threw up on her dad. She's not some classy princess like Sophia or Amber. She is a stupid girl who threw up on her dad. And even if you could take that out of the movie and make it like this. We've got him! Now let's reel him in. Nigel, is everybody okay down there? Excellent, dearest. Smashing. What? You would still not be left with a wholesome movie. You would still have a movie with a lot of other objectionable content, such as a guy being hid in the family jewels and a little boy in his briefs, which I'm still, offended by stuff like that. And, you're still not left with a good, wholesome movie. So, and the most important thing is you remove the comeuppance from the villain. The why, as I've stated before, the why is the most important thing about, knowing which character did what. Why. How, it's the why that proves that she did what I think she did. Saying that Tommy did it wouldn't make any sense, because, what purpose would that serve? Yes, Tommy could do it, just like all the others could do it. But that would be about as mundane and unimportant as me using the toilet in the morning and then flushing it and going back to bed, if you know what I mean. It wouldn't have a significance in the storyline. It wouldn't be a villain's comeuppance. It would just be Tommy using his diaper for its intended purpose, and the others wouldn't laugh at him.
Well, one little girl is rather pouty, and somebody needs a diaper change. I won't say whom.
So, the other thing I want to briefly touch on, before I hopefully put this subject to bed, I had bought this doll years ago. He came with a group of dolls. Really didn't specifically want him. But in order to get other dolls, he was included. And he is almost 4 inches. So, he's on more of a 1/18th scale or something like that. So he's more like a man on a 1/18th scale instead of like a 1/12 scale. And this also, he's like a Polly Pocket boy. Was nude except for a pair of white briefs or boxer briefs that were part of his body, which I thought was neat. But it's a shame I couldn't have done this before the snow. But finally got around to clothing him. And I'd like to say, Sophia the First would have been much better with more male characters.